Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's tutorial, we will learn how to create a complete website, a complete responsive website using only HTML and CSS, and also with the help of Animate on Scroll library. So this is the website that I've created. It's a healthcare website. You can see from the top left of this page, you can see we have this one logo, medicine. Also, we have our navigation menu at the center of this website. Also, next on my right side, we have our button, that is learn more. Also, next we have is our title, bringing the future of healthcare. Next we have is a small paragraph here. Also on my right side, we have this one image. Also, you can see, you will notice that when I refresh the page, the image is coming from up. Now this is with the help of Animate on Scroll effect library that we are using to make this animation. Also, we have this amazing button. Next, when I scroll down, also you can see there's animation that is coming from down and from the left. Also, we have this one image, and also we have this text. Next, we have this section of our service. We have this info section. So this is an info section, this is our service section, okay? So next you can see we have three different cards with three different titles. Next, you will notice that there's arrow which has some hover effect. You can see whenever I hover, the background color changes from white to blue. Also, we have this amazing icon. Next is we have this banner section, and you can see we have this. When you refresh it, there's some animate on scroll effect. You can see this image is coming from down. Also, you will notice there's some two buttons that we have on get. You can download this, download the medicine app today from Play Store and iOS App Store. So this for both Android users and iOS users. Next is we have our footer. You can see we have our logo here. Also, we have our navigation links. These are footer links that you will learn how to create in this tutorial. Next, this website is also responsive, so let's just inspect, click inspect. Now you can see this website is fully responsive. So we'll create this website using only HTML and CSS. So guys, please, before starting this video, kindly please subscribe to my YouTube channel and also share with your fellow developers this tutorial. So without wasting time, let's start the video. Hello guys, welcome back again. So here I'm going to create my responsive website using only HTML and CSS. So firstly, what we are going to do is we are going to create a folder for our project. So just right click and new, say new, then create folder. Now in this folder, I'm going to give it a name, responsive website. Now inside this folder, I'm going to create one more folder that is for our image folders, images. Now I'm going to copy some couple of images here. So I will give all the images in my video link description so that you can also follow this tutorial. So I think that's okay. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this folder with my Visual Studio Code, or say open with code. Now here we only have our folder images. So here I'm going to click file, then I will create new file, index.html. Also we need to create a file for style.css. Now come to your index.html. Here we're going to create the basic HTML structure. Also, I'm going to give it a title. Okay. Also, this website that we are creating is a responsive website, that is healthcare website. Also, you can use this for your uh, tutorial, I mean for beginners. And this is completely for beginners, by the way, guys. It's a complete guide on how to create a simple website, front-end website. So here I'm going to say healthcare. So next, what we need to do is we need to add some libraries. So before doing that, we need to link our style.css, our external CSS, to HTML. So by doing that, we're going to create a link. Now we have successfully created our style.css, and also we have connected our style.css with HTML using this link. Now go to your browser. Here I'm going to search this animate on scroll 2.31 version. Okay, version 2.31. I'll give this link in my video link description. So what we need here is to copy animate on scroll library that we'll be needing to use to create this responsive website. So firstly, we're going to copy this CSS, just say copy. Next, we're going to create a link. So this time it's not going to be style.css. So we're going to replace this link with this link. Okay. So next, what you need to do also is we need to create a script. You need to add a script source. Go back to your browser. Also copy this or animate on scroll.js. Okay. This is, guys, by the way, this is an amazing library that I've been using for years. Now just copy this link, go back to your code and paste it there. Also, we need to add some small line of code of JavaScript. So whenever you have this link, whenever you're using this animate on scroll library, you don't even need to add JavaScript, or you don't need jQuery. It will do all the work for your animation effect, scroll effect, and this is amazing library, guys. So now I'm going to write line of code. So I'll just say script. Then I'm going to add one line of code, that is house, that is, which means animate on scroll. Okay. Now I'm going to say dot init, should be small letters. Also, this you just create a function. Now this is okay, guys. So now go back to your, now come here under your body. Here we're going to create our first nav. So we'll start creating a class, one div with a class wrap. Inside this div, I'm going to create one div with a class name nav. Again, we will create one div with a class name logo. Here I'm going to add img source. Now we remember we created this file for images where we have all our images. So guys, just copy the whole of this or come back to your folder. So just remove the two files. Okay, this is perfect. Now come back to your text editor. So I'm going to say images slash logo dot png. Okay, Now if you save this file, go back to your folder. Now what you need to do is double click this index.html. Okay, double click it. Now for now we have nothing, but later we're going to see. So next what we need to do is we'll create links. So just come here, create one div with a class name links. In this div we're going to add some anchor tag. Also I'm going to the first one I'm going to give it a class of main link. Okay. Also I'll add a text home. Next I'll add more list items. So simply copy this or simply duplicate it to have more. So I'm going to change my text. Contact. Lastly, I'm going to add one more thing, that is learn more. So here for this one we need to be a button. So for that I'm going to give it a class button. Okay, so now if we save your file, go back to your so guys, let me just copy the whole of this, and I'm going to copy paste here. So I'm going to remove this file, delete it. Okay, so now if you save your file. Now come back to your browser, refresh it. Now you can see we have our logo and our menu list, and we also have our button. Now come back to your code. Now next what we need to add is we're going to create our landing page. So I'll just make a comment here, landing page. Here we will create one div with a class name landing. Next I will create one more div with a class name landing text. So in this div we need to add some attribute. Remember we added this link called animate on scroll, that's the library we're using. So here I'm going to add some attribute of animate on scroll effect. So I'll just use data animate on scroll, and I need this one to be fade up. So whenever I just refresh my page, I want the image to come from up, fade up. Also we need to add again another data attribute that will be the duration of our animation. Okay, so I'm going to give it 1,000. Next I will add my h1 tag. So here I'm going to add some text that says bring in the future of healthcare. Okay, so you can just add any text you want, but this is my guideline and this is how I'm going to show you how to create the complete responsive website for front-end developers. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is we need to add a span tag or a break line. So in this span I'm going to add some styling. So I think that is cool. Next we will add font size for 5 view width. Okay, so now I think that is perfect. Next, so for guys anyway, I prefer doing first. I will deal with the HTML, then we'll go to style. We're going to add some CSS structure later. So for now I'm going to just write my codes for HTML. So don't worry, we're going to style step by step. So just pay attention to this tutorial. Kindly please pay attention. Don't get lost. Also, let's just continue. So after h1 creating, we need to create our h3 tag. And this one, I'm going to copy some text that I have here. Okay. So after this, we need to create one div with a class name btn. In this div, we're going to create one button that says read more. Okay. Next, we'll create one div with a class name landing image. Here, I'm going to add my data again. So this time, I want the animation scroll to be fade down. Okay. So right fade down. So the image will come from down. Okay. Also, I'm going to add the duration to be 2000. So here we're going to add img source images slash slash. So here I'm going to add my image banner img. Just remove this, we don't need it. Or just leave it the way it is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect our website. So save this file and now come back to your browser, refresh it. Now you can see we have, whenever we refresh, you can see this image is coming from down. Okay. So let's just continue. After this, we need to create our service section. So I'll just make a comment here. Service section. So here I'm going to create one div with a class name about. Next, we'll create one div with a class name about text. Also, I'm going to add the attribute. Now this time I want it to be fade up. Also, I'm going to add the duration. That would be 1000. Now inside this div, we need to add a h1 tag. So I'll just copy this text that I have here. Okay. So next, we need to add the span tag. Make sure you close your span tag. So for this span tag, I'm going to give it a class, or you can just style here. We don't need to give it a class. So I'll just say style And now we need to add a color. Also, we need to add font size of 3 view width. Okay, 3 view width. I think that is perfect. So I'm just going to take the whole of this. Now we need to carry this text. So we're going to put it here. Okay, I think that is perfect. So next, what I'm going to do is we need to add img image. So I'll use the img source. Again, I'm going to say images. So you can see I have this bunch of images that I'm using to create this website. So I'll give all the images in my video link description. I'm saying this again. Make sure to download it and follow this tutorial. Now just close that folder. So we need to view our text editor full screen. So I'll just say images slash. So this time I'm adding another image. Next, I will add a width of 650. Also, I will add height. Okay. Now, next, what we need to create is we will create one div with a class name about list. Now, also, we need to add our attribute again. So this time I'm going to say fed left. So it will come from the left. Okay. Data again. The duration will be 1000. So this is just an animate on scroll effect. Okay. So it's how the image will come from the left. If you want the image to come from the up or down whenever you refresh your page. Okay. Or when you're scrolling your page. Okay. So next, inside this div, I'm going to create ordered list. I'll use OL. Then I will create list. Now inside this list, I will add two things, that is a span tag and a paragraph. Okay. So I'll create a span 01. Next, I will add a paragraph and I will add a text. Modern technology. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy. Again, I'm going to copy this only. So we need to create multiple lists. So by doing that, just simply duplicate this and we're going to change our text. Okay. So change your text and this one it will be world class facilities. Also change your number. And for this one, maybe let's say we can do experienced doctors or nurse. Lastly, we need to change it to, let's say this one we can do like 24 hours support. Okay. So I think that is okay. Now let's just save this and let's see the changes that we made so far, the progress we made so far. Just refresh your page. You can see we have our, you can see this text is coming from the left. Also this image is coming from up. Okay. So next I'm going to do is we need to create an info section. So again, I'll just write a HTML comment here. I'll just say info section. Now in this section, I will create one div with a class name info section. Okay, info section. Inside this div, I will create one more div with a class name info header. Again, we need to add attribute. So this time I will say fade up, and the duration I'll give some again 1,000, which is okay. Next, open this div. Inside this div, we'll add a h1 tag that says, let me just see if I have that text. Of course I have it. This is just a line of text. So you can just write whatever you like or just copy this. So next, what I'm going to do is give it a break line. So I'll add a break line here. Okay. So also we need to add a span tag. And for my span tag, I will add style color again. Okay, I think that's okay. So next, after this div, we'll create one div with a class name info cards. So now we need to create 3 cards. Okay, so for that I'll just create my first div with a class name info cards. Inside this div, we will create one div with a class name card dot one. Okay, and see we have 2 classes, card and one. Okay, also we are going to add our attribute of animate on scroll effect, and this time I will say fade up. Again, add duration of 1,000. Now inside this div, we are going to add img source images slash. This time I'm going to choose this one. Next, we need to add a class. So for this one, I'm going to say card1. Okay. So remember I said we're creating 3 different cards. So I'll add card1 img. Also, I need to add animate on scroll. So I'll use this attribute again and I'll say to be fade up. Also, I will add duration. I will set my duration to be at 1100. Again, we're going to create one div with a class name card b gone. Okay. So for this one, I'm going to leave it a blank. We don't need to add anything. So after that closing div, we need to create one div with a class name card content. Okay. Card content. Now this card content, we need to add our content here. Like we're going to create a two tag that says health service. This is just a text. Okay. So next also we need to add is I'll add a paragraph. So I'll just copy this line of sentence, I mean, but just add. Now this time I'm using the dummy text, don't mind it. Wait. I think that is okay. So next we need to add is a button. So this time inside this anchor tag, I will create one div with a class name card btn. Now inside this div, I'm going to add img source images slash next.png. Okay. Also, I'll give it a class called card icon. Okay. Next, again, we need to create another two more cards. So simply what I'm going to do here is just copy from here, okay, this div up to here, and this one I will change the class to be card2. Also, I need to change my duration to 1300. Next, what we need to change is our text. So for this one, I will just say, let's maybe say easy appointment. Easy appointment. Now let's just leave the paragraph for dummy text to be a dummy text. Now next, also I need to change my what we need to change. Let's see. We need to change this class to be 2. That's okay. Again, let's create one more card, and this is going to be our third card. So I'll just say card 3, and also I will change the duration to be 1600. Okay. Also, this one I'll change it to 13. Also change this one to 12, the second card. Now next we need to change is our h2 tag text. So for this one, I will just say qualified doctors. Qualified doctors. Also change this class to be 3. So I think that is okay. So after this closing div, okay, after this closing div, we need to add this. We need to create a banner and a footer. Okay. So I'll create, first of all, I'm going to put HTML comment that says banner and footer. Now this section, we're going to create our banner and our footer. So firstly, let's create one div with a class name banner. Inside this div, we'll create a banner text, one div with a class name banner text. Also, I'm going to add the animate on scroll attribute. This time I want it to be from right, so I'll just say fade right. Also, we need to add duration of 1000, which is okay. Inside this div, I'm going to create my h1 tag. Now also I'm going to add this text. We can just say, we can add our own text that says download the medicine app today. Okay, so after that creating, we need to add this, we need to say break line. So I'll just add my break line from here. Also, we need to create a span tag, and then we're going to add some styling. Here I'm going to style my text. I'll add font size of 1.6 view width. Okay, also I'm going to add font weight to be normal. Also I'm going to add we're going to add a class. Now this class, I'll just give it a name of called banner inner text. Okay, inner text. So after here, I'm going to add this text. Okay, so now you can see that we're using font weight, font family, and all. We don't need to add font family, of course. So this made me remind to add on our page. If you just scroll up, we need to add a link, or we need to add some Google font called Poppins, or we can use display Playfair. So just go here. So from here, I'm going to write Google Fonts. Click the first link. So here I'm going to search Play or Playfair. Okay, I'll choose this one. So here I'm going to pick some. I'm going to select a style. So the first one, I want it to be 400 and 600. So for that, let's just pick this regular 400. Then maybe we're going to pick this one. Now we need a link. So if you scroll here, we have a link and an import. So make sure to click the link. Okay. So here I'm just going to copy the whole of this link. This is a CSS link. So we're going to add it here. That's okay. So next, now let me just move this to here. Okay, I think that's okay. Now come back where we left. So we were creating a banana footer. So this time I'm going to add anchor tag. Also this anchor tag I will add img source images slash 100. Okay, again inside this we'll create one more anchor tag. Again add img source images slash, this time I need to pick it iOS. So this way it says you download the medicine app today, stay updated and get all your medical needs taken care of. So it's like it's like a banner where and it shows a mobile app image that says just download. Either if you are an Android user, download this for Android, and if you are an iOS user, you can just download from iOS mobile phone. Okay, so I think that's all. So next, after this div, we are going to create one more div with a class banner img. Also, I will add the attribute. This time I want it to be fade up again. Also, we'll add our duration of 1000. Now inside this, I'm going to add our mobile image. So I'll use in images img source, and then I'll say images slash app dot png. Now you can see we have this image. Just remove it. So we come here again, close this one so that we can have a full screen view. So next what we are going to do is we need to add a footer. So by that, after these two closing divs, come here. we'll create one div with a class name footer. Inside this div, we're going to create h1 with a text medicine. Next, I'm going to create one div with a class name footer links. Inside this, I'm going to add anchor tag. Also, I'm going to add a class main link. Also, I'm going to add a text home. So simply what you can do is just go scroll up until you see our list items. So I'm going to copy the all of this. We don't need to add the button. So here I'm just going to paste it here. So I think now it's okay. We completed creating our website for just index.html, okay? Just for our HTML document. We have finished creating our HTML document. So next, what we are going to do is we need to add some styling so that our website looks organized and amazing. So just save this, and now let's just see the progress we made so far. Go back to your browser. Now just refresh your website. You can see these icons are way big. Don't worry, we're going to style all of these. You can see we have for our two buttons. Also, we have our footer links. Let me just scroll up to see our image. So now you need to add some CSS styling. So come back to your text editor. So before we go to style.css, make sure you connected your CSS with HTML. Okay, by using this link CSS style sheet, then we added style.css. Now let's open our style.css. So guys, we need to add styling. So first thing, what I'm going to do is type body, then HTML. This is just a basic CSS. Don't get scared. So for this one, for my body and HTML, I'm going to give some background color of white. Also, I will add font family. Oh, remember we added this link font family. So make sure to get that Google font, that font. So for this one, I'm going to say play fair. I prefer this. Okay. So next, I'm going to say overflow X to be hidden. Then I want it to be important. Also, I'm going to add margin of 0 pixel. Again, important. Also, we'll add padding 0 pixel. Next is again we're going to write just a basic CSS line of code. That is, I will set text declaration to be none, and also again I will say important. Now this way we're going to start styling our. Now if we save this and go back to your browser, refresh it, you will see our background color is going to be white. Okay, so now come back here. So we are going to style all these classes: wrapper, nav, logo, all of it. Okay, so just follow, and please kindly please pay attention, especially when creating this style.css. It might be confusing to you, so just pay attention, don't get lost. So I'll create this is how you do a class. A class is .nav, okay? And if it's an id, you can just say hashtag nav, okay? But now we're not using any id, we're using classes because you can use as many classes as you want. So my nav, I'm going to give it a position of fixed. Next, z index, top, right, also left to be 0. Next, I will add height of 80 pixel and want my display to be flex. Also, I'm going to say flex direction to be row. Next, I will add justify content to be space between, or space between, which is okay. Our align items to be at the center. Also, we need to add padding. So here I'm going to say 0, then I'm going to say 25 pixel, 0, 25 pixel. This is from top and from all the sides, okay? So next I'm going to say background color, still is going to be white. Next we'll say box shadow, also I'm going to add a color, so just remove this. So next we'll add border, bottom, left, radius, okay? And for this one I'm going to give it 10 pixel. So again I'm going to say bottom, this time I will do the right radius, right side, 10 pixel. Next again say nav, then links. So this time we're going to style our item, our links, list items, okay? Main link. So if you go back and just see, we created this class called links, okay? Also we have this main link. So what we're editing is our first list item. So here I'm going to give it a permanent color, so that will add, it will, so I'm just going to say color. Next again say nav, then here I'm going to style my button. So for this one I'm going to say padding to be 8.5 pixel and 34 pixel. Next what we need to add is we need to say margin left, display to be inline block. Also we need to add font size of 14 pixel. Again I'm going to say padding 10.5 pixel, color, here I'm going to use transition of 4 seconds, which is okay. So I'll just say 0.4 second is in out, okay? Also again we need to add WebKit animation, or you can just say transition, I mean. So for this one I'm going to do transition again that says maybe okay, we're going to give it a value of again 4 seconds. Okay, 0.4 seconds. Easy in out again. Let me just scroll up so that you can see clear to what I'm doing here. So next, I'll just say again transition. Easy in out. Okay. Next, I want to say text transform to be uppercase, or you can just set it capitalize. Okay, which is okay. Border. For my border, I want it to be 1 pixel solid, and I'm going to add a color. Font family. So we need to add some hover effect. So after this, I'm going to create one div with a class name links. Then I'm going to add some hover effect on our list items. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to add color. Then I'll just write this line, color code. Okay, again come here. Next we do nav links button. Also we need to add hover effect on our button. Okay, now again I'll say color. Now this time I'm going to add a CSS comment. Now this is how you comment in your CSS. So I'm just going to do a comment here, landing CSS. Okay, also make sure to close it so that it won't affect the other line of codes. So again I'm going to do landing. So remember we created a class called landing. Okay, landing. Here I'm going to say display flex direction to be row. Also I'm going to say justify content to be space between. Also I'm going to say align items to be center. Padding. Height. So here I'm going to give it a height of 100 view height. Okay, next I'm going to say landing text h1. Okay, so I'm going to style my h1 tag. Here I'm going to say font size of 6 view width. Okay, also we need to add margin 0. Again say your landing text. This time I'm going to style my h3 tag. I'm going to give it a margin of 6 pixel. Important. Also I will add font size of 15 pixel, line height of 1.8. Also I will add color font family, padding right to be 20 pixel. Next is my landing text. This time I'm going to edit my button, that is btn. Here I'm going to give it a width of 120 pixel. Also I'm going to add margin top of 30 pixel. Also I'm going to add padding. So now this is for all the sides, okay? So 14 pixel, 20 pixel, 14 pixel again, and then I'm going to do 20 pixel. Then I'm going to give background color. Border radius of 45 pixel. Also I'm going to say text align to be center. Again I'm going to style my anchor tag. Font size 1.2, view width. Also I'm going to add a color white. Next is my image. And I'm going to say img. So if you go back to your index.html, you can see that so far we are here, okay? This is where we are. You can see we created this image. This is the image that we are editing, we are styling, okay? So come back to your style.css. For this image, I'm going to add one thing, that is width of 28, view width, okay? Next, I'm going to style my service. Again, we're going to add a CSS comment. Service CSS. Make sure to close it. So for this one, I'm going to say about. That's the class, the first class we created. Then I'm going to give it a height of 600 pixel, padding 50 pixel. Also, I'm going to add display to be flex. Also, flex direction to be row. Justify content to be space evenly. Also, I will say align items to be center. Now, let's save this and let's see, and let's refresh our web page. Now you can see we have our logo. Also we have our list items and our button. So again here, so let's just go back here. So remember here we having an issue of when we refresh, you can see we want a space between our list items. So here we forgot to style our list items. So here I'm going to say nav links, then anchor tag, okay, list items, okay. So this one I'm going to say margin right. I'm going to give margin right of 25 pixel. Also we're going to add font size of 16 pixel. Next we'll add font weight of 600. Lastly I'm going to add a color to be black. Now if we save this, refresh it, now you can see we have our list items, list menus, okay, menu list. And also there is a beautiful hover effect on our list items. Okay, so now let's just continue where we left. So we were styling our service section. So next I'm going to do is about text. So for this one I'm going to give it position relative, padding of 0 by 50 pixel. Also I will say height to be inherit. Next is about text h1. Here I'm going to say position again to be relative. Also we'll say left 110, 1000, and let's give it maybe 110. Okay, 110 pixel. Also again about text. Now this time I'm going to style my img. So here I'm going to give it width of 10, view width. Also I'm going to say position to be absolute. Also I'm going to say top 50 pixel. Next is our about list. So for this class I'm going to give it a width of 50%. Next we'll do our ordered list. So it doesn't have a class, so it's just an OL. Okay, we didn't create any class for that. For this one I'm going to say list style to be none. Also I will add color. Next is I'm going to say OL, then LI, that's list. Now for this one I'm going to add font size of 34 pixel. Also I'm going to add position to be relative. Also we need to say margin bottom. For this one I'll give it maybe 20 pixel. Also we'll add border radius or border bottom. Okay, for our border bottom I'm going to give it 1 pixel solid, and I'm going to add a color. Next is our paragraph. So for this one I'm going to say list p, and here I'm going to give it font size. This is the p tag. Okay, so for font size I'm going to give it 16 pixel. Also we'll add color, padding left 60 pixel. Also I will say line height to be 30 pixel. Also opacity, for my opacity I'm going to set it 0.6. Okay, again is our span tag. For our span I'm going to say position to be absolute, line height of 25 pixel. Also I'm going to add font weight 600. Now we are done styling our survey section. So next one I'm going to style is my info section. So that's just a CSS line of comment. So firstly I'm going to do info, or it should be small letters info, then info section. Let me just make sure that's what we created. Let's go to our info section. This is the class we created. Okay, now for this class I'm going to add a height. I'm going to give it a height of 600 pixel. Also again I'm going to say info header, this one. For this class I'm going to give it text align to be center. Also I will add margin bottom of 40 pixel. Again I'm going to say info cards, display to be flex. Also I will say flex direction to be row. Also we'll say justify content space around, align items, padding, Next, I'm going to say info cards again. Now this time I'm going to style my card. So this one, okay? So for this card, I'm going to say maybe cards. That's correct. So here we're going to add position to be relative, height 360 pixel. Also, again, I'm going to give it also the width the same. Background to be white. Next, I'll add box shadow. Also, I'm going to add color. Again, comma. Next is I'm going to start styling our first card, which is card 1 image. So just say card, then 1, then card 1 image, okay? Oh, it was card 1 img. Let's just go back to our index.html. Here it is. Just copy this class. For this class, I will give it a width of 150 pixel. Also, we'll add position to be absolute. Also, we'll add top to be negative 50 pixel. Also, I'm going to add right negative 50 pixel. Again, so what I'm going to do is just copy this. So remember, now we are starting our 3 different cards, okay? So I'll just change this to card 2 img. Also, I'm going to give it the same width. Now I'm going to change the right. We don't need it actually. So let's just create the first card, the third card, I mean. So for our third card, I'm going to change the top and the right, okay? For my top, I want it to be, for my right, I want it to be 30. So I think that's okay. Also here, I'm going to change our class to be 2. And this one is our third card. So I'll change it to 3. Okay. So remember we created these classes. You can see we have class card 1, is card 1. You have the card 2 and also the card 3. Okay. Now come back to your text editor. Our style.css. Okay. So now what I'm going to style is our card be gone. Okay. This is the div that we created and we didn't give anything. This is the div. So for this div, for this class, I will add a height of 150 pixel. Also, I'm going to add background color. So let's just confirm if this class exists. So this is the class that we are currently So next, also this one, I'm going to, let's just confirm. So for our second one also, I'm going to change it also this class to be 2. Okay, also here you need to change it, so this one I'll say 3. Okay, now just save that HTML. Now come back where we were. So this is the second card. Now we are done creating our first, starting our first card. So here I'm going to say, so here I'm going to start saying height of, I'm going to give it an height of, maybe let's just say, so we don't need actually height, sorry. So this time I want to add padding, okay. Or we don't need padding, so let's just add height. Okay, height is okay, I don't mind. So I'll give it a height of 150 pixel. Also this is the first card and this is the second card. Okay, also here I'm going to add a background color to be white. So let me just copy this in order to save time. So for this one, is our third card, so it's card 3. Okay, or we actually don't need it, so I'll just leave it like that. So let's just remove this, okay, for now. So next I'm going to say is card content. For this one I'm going to add padding of 0 by 20 pixel. Also next I'm going to say card content, and this time I'm going to style my paragraph, so I'm going to give it line height of 30 pixel. Also we'll add opacity to be 0.6. Next is our card content again. This time I'm going to style our button, that is card btn. For this class I will say position to be absolute. Next I will say right 20 pixel, padding, background color, width of 25 pixel. Next height 20 pixel. Also we need to add border radius. Sorry, it should be border radius. Okay, border radius. For this one I'm going to set it to be 6 pixel. Also display, I want it to be flex. Next I'm going to say justify content to be at the center, align items center. Also I'm going to add transition of 0.2 seconds, so I'll say all is in out 0.2 second. Next I'm going to say cut content again. This time I'm going to say cut btn. Then I'm going to add hover effect, so I'm going to add hover. So for this hover I'm going to set it background color to be, I'm going to give it a background color of maybe light blue or blue. So I'm setting a color code here. Again say cut content, cut btn. Then I'm going to say cut icon. Now this card icon is this class. Okay, so just come again to your style.css. So here for this icon, I want to be position to be relative. Also, I want to give a top of 0 pixel. Also, I want to give maybe say left. You can say 0 pixel. Also, we're going to give a width of 16 pixel. So next, I'm going to style is my banner. Banner CSS. Okay. So this now we're going to style our banner. So now let's just save and see so far the progress we made so far. Now you can see this where we are. So we're missing something here. So don't worry, that's all. We're going to correct all these mistakes later. Now let's just continue. For this banner, I'm going to style. I'm going to say height to be 400 pixel. Also, I'll add background color. Display flex. Also, I'm going to say flex direction to be row. Also, I'm going to add padding of 50 pixel. Justify content. Space evenly. Also, we need to say align items center. Again, I'm going to say banner text h1 tag. Okay, for our h1 tag, I'm going to say font size 3 view width. Also, I'll add color. Next, I'm going to do font weight of 600. Next, I'm going to style my image. So I'll add width of 10 view width. Also, to margin right to be 20 pixel. Next, I'm going to say banner img, then img. So this is just a class and this is not a class. Okay, make sure you don't confuse those two things. Okay, so for this one I'll set width of 20 view width. Also, now again we're done with our banner. So again I'm going to style our next is our footer css. So that's just a comment anyway. So here I'm going to start my class footer. I'm going to give it a height of 100 pixel. Also, I will say display to be flex. Also, next I want to add flex direction column. Okay, this time I wanted my flex direction to be column. Remember, we have been using flex direction and row all along. So this time we'll set it column. Don't confuse that. Align items center. Padding bottom of 20 pixel, which is okay. Again, I'm going to say footer links anchor tag. That's the a tag. So this time I'll give margin of 20 pixel. Font size, font weight, color, main link. Okay, so this one here I'm going to add color. So for my footer, I want to add an hover effect. So it should be hover. Here I'm going to add color. So now let's just save this. Now you can see we have our banner. Our banner and footer. So here you can see there's a problem with our image. So let's just go to our folder. So this is the app. Okay, so go back to your index.html. So you see this is the mistake. There is a mistake. It should the folder name is images, not image. Okay, so add s there. Now if you save this and go back to your web browser, reload it, you will see our image coming from down. Okay, so you can see we have a problem with our service section. So simply let's go back to our style.css. So my service section, we're going to start again. Where is our service here? So these are 600 pixel. So I think this is okay so far. So I think when we make responsive, that is going to be okay. But let's just check all of it. So maybe this is the problem. This one should be font size, okay? Font size, that one, correct that mistake. Also, we need to, I think that's all. This is our list span tag, position to be absolute. Now let's just save and see if we made changes. Not yet. So this is where we have this is the where we have issues. Now let's just go to our info section, okay? Service section. So I think this is the problem, and I think this is okay so far. So, but I think when we make responsive, our website is going to be okay. Okay. So for now, just don't have to worry about this. Okay. So now let's just go here and go back to your style.css. Here I'm going to make a comment. I'm going to write a CSS comment here. So here I'm going to say responsive. So guys, Here we need to add responsive. We need to make our website responsive. So in order to do that, we need to add some media queries and keyframes. Okay, so here I'm just going to say media screen, media only screen, and also here I'm going to add a max width of 600 pixel, so not less than 600 pixel. Okay, so here I'm going to open curly braces again, not again, sorry. So just delete that. So after opening this curly braces, here we're going to start styling our first nav. So here I'm going to say flex direction to be column. Also I will add justify content to be center, or not center actually. Let's just change this one to space between, okay, or space around. Next I'm going to do is add padding. I'm going to give it a padding of 20 pixel. Also we'll add height to be auto. Next I'm going to say overflow y. Okay, for this one I want it to be hidden. Next is my nav. Then I'm going to choose h4 tag, our h4. Here I'm going to say font size. I'm going to give it a font size of 6 view width. Also we'll add margin top and margin bottom. So let's start with margin top of 10 pixel. Next we'll add margin bottom 14 pixel. Next I want to style is my links. So for this list I will add margin right of 25 pixel. Next we'll add font size 12 pixel. Also we'll add font weight of 600. So next here I'm going to add styling. So here I'm going to write a CSS comment. Sorry, let me just scroll up so that you can see clear. So here I'm just going to say landing CSS. So we are going to make responsive all our section, that is our service section, the banner and the footer, the landing, also all of it. Okay, so we'll start with landing. So here I'm just going to say landing. Here I'm going to give it flex direction to be column reverse. Also we'll add height of 750 pixel. Next we'll add align items, justify content to be center. Also we'll add text align center. Next is my landing again. Here I'm going to say landing text. It is my class. For now I'm going to do h1 tag. Okay, for our h1 I'm going to set it font size of 6 view width in order to be responsive. Also we'll add margin 0 important. Okay, next is my h3 tag again. So I'll choose text again. Then I'm going to say h3 tag. This one I'm going to give it a font size of 16 pixel, which of course will make responsive for all our history tag in that section. Okay, next I'm going to say is our button. So I'm going to say btn, it should be btn. Okay, for this one I want to set it a font size to of 3 view width. Landing image. Now here I'm going to make my image responsive. So here I will do width of 25, or maybe you can do 52 view width. Okay, next I will add margin bottom of 20 pixel. I'm done with that section. So next, my next section is our service section. Service section. For this section, I'll start with the class about. Here I'm going to give it a height auto. Next, I will add padding of 0 pixel. Also, we'll add display to be flex direction column. Also, justify content to be at the center. And lastly, I'm going to set my align items center. So now, after we've done this landing page, now that we know our height is 750 pixel, remember that we are having an issue of our this section of landing section, this section. So here the problem, I think we might know what the problem is. So if we just scroll up all the way up and go back to our this landing, this section, you can see the height in our responsive. We have set it 750 pixels. So here I'm going to make it 100. I think this will solve our issue. Now let's just refresh it. That's okay. Now you can see this has solved our problem. Okay, so now let's just come back to our CSS code, style.css. So here, if let's just scroll all the way up, all the way down, I mean. For here, I'm going to start styling my about. Sorry, that's an issue. So here I'm going to say about text again. Here I'm going to add padding of 0 by 50 pixel. Also we'll add height 100 pixel. Next is my about text paragraph, or let's just start with each one. There's no paragraph, of course. Left 40 pixel font size. So here I'm going to say maybe we need a font size of not more than 5. Okay, so I'll just set it 5. Okay, 5 view width. Next is my about text. Then here I'm going to choose my image for this section. For this section, the image that we have in this section, in order to make responsive, I will give it width and top and also left also. So I'll start with width of 16 view width. Also we'll add top of 10 pixel. Lastly, I'm going to say left to be negative 30 pixel. Again, this time I'm going to pick about list. Okay, this one I will add a width of 75%. Next is my ordered list, so I'll just say OLLI. For this one, I'll add font size of 26 pixel. Also, next is our list paragraph, list and then paragraph. For this one, also we'll add font size 14 pixel. Now let's style our info cards. We'll start with section. Okay, info section. For this one, I will give it text align to be center. Also, we'll add margin of 40 pixel by 0. Next is my info cards. Here we need to add maybe let's just say display to be flex. Also, we want our flex direction to be column. Again, let's add padding of 50 pixel. Next, we'll add justify content to be center, align items center, text align also center. So after this, we need to style is our info header. For this info header, I'm going to set text align also to be center. Also, we'll add margin of 40 pixel by 0. Okay, so we're just going to remove this, we don't need it. So here I'm just going to say height to be height auto, and for this one I'll set it 0. So here next is our info card again, info cards, then this is our card. Now I'm going to style my class card. For here I'm going to give it margin bottom of 60 pixel. Next is my banner. So here I'm just going to make a CSS line of comment. Banner. For this one I'm going to set height auto, flex direction to be column reverse. Also we'll add padding again of 50 pixel. Next we'll add justify content to be center. Also align items center, text align center. Next is my h1 tag. Here we'll add font size 6 view width. Next is our banner inner text. For this one I'm going to set it font size of 3 view width, important. Next is my banner text. Here I'm going to add a width of 20 with 20 view width. Twenty-six view width too. So next, lastly, is our footer. So for our footer, I'm going to style my class footer. This one I'm going to give padding bottom to be 40 pixel. Okay, so now let's just save this and refresh our web page. So we still have an issue with our third card. Now we have completed creating. We have not yet completed, of course. We have this a little problem here, but we are done with all our website. This all. So let me just we're going to check this card. This must be So we have a problem. So if you just go back to this section, and I think this is the section of service, info, yes, info. So for this one here, let's just go to our info section. Where is our info section? So I think that's where we're having a problem with our info section. So here it is. So remember we only created these two and three classes, two classes, which is okay. So next one is we need to fix this, the cat 3 image, okay, img. For this one we've given width on 50 pixel, top native 50 and 30. So maybe the problem is our text. So this is where the problem is. You see here we have our first card, and this is the first card, this is the second card. We don't have our third card. So for that, I can just say this copy, and then you can just change the text 3. That you can change the class. Now let's just go and save this file, refresh it, and now I think it's okay. So guys, we have completed creating our healthcare website using only HTML and CSS. Now we are going to and we'll go through this website so far what we have created. Now you can see at the top of this web page we have our logo. Also when I scroll down, this is you can see, well, let's just refresh. Now this way I'm going to show you the use of the animate on scroll library. This is the effect that has done to our website. Now if we refresh, you can see this image coming from up, okay. Now this is animate on scroll effect, okay. Also you can see we have our logo, we have our navigation bar with some beautiful hover effect. Also on my right side, top right, I have this one button. You can see there's some hover effect. Also we have this text, and we have this small paragraph. Also here we have our button, read more. On my right side we have our image, which it has an animate on scroll effect. Now if we refresh, you can see this image is fading from up, okay. So if we scroll, you can see there's an image that's coming from down, and also the text is coming from the left. All of this is the use of this library called animate on scroll effect. So you can use this library, and you don't need JavaScript or jQuery to add on your website if you want an animation scroll effect. So now let's just refresh it. You can see this image is coming from down and this text from left. So the next section is this section. You can see it's fading from down. Also we have these three different cards, and we have this arrow, and you can see there is a beautiful hover effect. Also we have these icons. Next is our banner section. We have this a little banner that says download the medicine app today on both Android users and iOS users. Also we have this image. Now also in this section we have all the section. By the way, we have animate on scroll effect, okay, the house. Now if we just refresh it, you can see this image is fading from down. Next is we have our footer, which is medicine, and also we have given a link, footer links. Now guys, we want to see if this website is responsive. So if you want to know the website is responsive, just double right click, then say inspect. Now we're going to see this website is responsive. You can see this website is responsive. Yeah, now you can see this website is responsive. So guys, that was all for our today's tutorial. Now that I've shown you how to create a complete front-end website from just a front-end website using only HTML and CSS and also the animate and scroll library. Now guys, if you think this video was very helpful, please kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and also share with your fellow developers. Now I think you're going to create your own website after this tutorial. Now please again I want to say kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and also share with your fellow developers. So till next time, bye.